Okay, this is probably gonna be a long one. I'm in my car because it's the only place I can get some quiet. I think I should just start a series called Car Complaining, because somebody commented on one of my videos like, all young people want to do these days is complain, and I just commented back yes, because I didn't know what to say. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my exposing my roommate's video. So much has happened from the last time, which thank you for watching, thank you for commenting on that video. I really didn't expect to get any reaction. It was kind of just me venting and being annoyed. But thank you for your support and your advice. It means a lot. This part is much crazier. A lot has happened since February when I uploaded that first video, but long story short, they have not stopped. They are still blasting music every single day, all day. I am exhausted. I barely sleep. I just have been super anxious because it's finals week, so I have been stressing about that, and then obviously not being able to sleep and not being able to study in my room has taken a big toll on me mentally and physically. Like, I'm breaking out, I get stress hives, so it's just not a great situation. The first email I ever sent was on February 4th, which was a while after the music had started. I hate confrontation. It took me a really long time to finally say something to them. For weeks, I just put up with it. I didn't really say anything. It was frustrating, but I just kept telling myself that they were gonna stop. And they haven't stopped. I said, hey, these residents have been blasting music throughout the week, beginning as early as 11 a.m. and not stopping until 2 a.m. I live below them, so I feel the vibrations as well as hear the music. I've knocked on their door, but they have not answered. I'm hoping someone can tell them to keep the volume to a minimum and turn it off at a reasonable hour. I got a response on February 8th. One of the managers just said, thank you for reaching out and letting me know the situation. And then she clarified the apartment number and said, is it the person that specifically lives above you or the whole apartment? I responded and confirmed the apartment number and said that I think that it's just the person above me, because you can really only hear it blaring from my room. Manager number 1 said, okay, like, let me reach out to them and ask them to keep it down. Manager number 1 is super sweet, and I wish I could have just dealt with her the whole time. But unfortunately, we have manager number 2 about to come in. But let me not get ahead of myself. Okay. On February 9th, I said, hey, have you had time to alert the resident above me yet? Last night the music kept me up late and it is still blasting today. And she responded to me on the same day and said, I did just reach out to the person that lives above you about the noise complaint and asked that they keep the music down. They apologized and said they would. Please reach out if this continues. I responded and I said, I'm still hearing music as well as loud stomping. So now they're definitely sending me a message, because not only did the music not stop, they began to be super loud with their walking and dropping things on the floor. So not only did they not turn their music down, they decided to retaliate. I sent her a video for like proof. She responded the next day and said, thank you for emailing the video. I will get in touch with my general manager and reach out to the whole apartment regarding the noise disturbance. Then, because it continued, I emailed back on the same day, when are you speaking with them? The music has been blaring for hours and I have assignments where I need to record myself speaking and I cannot do it with this distracting noise. And then she said, I'm speaking with them this afternoon. Can you send me a quick video of the music you're hearing now? So then I sent another video and she said, thank you for sending in that video. I sent on the same day. The music is still going. Since this probably will continue to be disruptive to my productivity as well as sleep schedule, I would like to know if there are any rooms available elsewhere. That was on February 11th. She did not respond until February 14th and said, "Thank you for your email. At this time, we do not have any spaces in other apartments. Please email if the music/noise continues. We believe the music is coming from a neighboring apartment and not the people above you. I've also notified those residents." On their Instagram, they were posting, "We have all these spots available. You need to hurry up if you want to get a room quickly." So I knew that there were rooms elsewhere, and not to mention, one of my roommates disappeared before winter break, so I had an open room right next to me. So no rooms available was definitely a lie. On February 23rd, I said, "Hi, the music is still continuing." She responded the next day, "I will be posting a violation to the unit today. For any excessive noise or music heard late at night, please contact security," and their phone number is, and then she gave me their phone number. The security company that this apartment uses is a dispatch service. You call in and you get connected to a random person, probably like sitting at home. They're not in the area at all, and they have to find someone within the vicinity to send over. The first time I called this security place, which it's extremely hard to get put through, you sit on hold for a really long time. But anyway, the first time I called security on them, a guy in Ohio answers. I said, "The people above me have been blasting music," and the guy asks me, "Is this an ongoing issue?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And he said, "Well, since it's an ongoing issue and we've already had people come out there to address this issue, I'm not going to send anyone. You need to call corporate." They're not going to send anyone. This is security. This is their job. Like, this is what they signed up to do. And the next day, I didn't hear anything, so I sent another video. And then I still didn't hear anything. So I said, "There is a clause in the lease prohibiting excessive noise, and since this has been going on for a month, I think this is past violation." Didn't respond to me for a day. So I emailed again the next day. "The music has been going all night. I've tried to sleep, but it's difficult to ignore. This is a serious problem and some kind of action needs to be taken." As you can see, the problem is not getting solved, and as I lose more sleep, I'm getting more and more short-tempered, and it's coming through in these emails, but I don't feel bad because I want them to know how serious of an issue this is to me. Like, this is very disruptive to my life. That night, I email again and I said, "I called security and they said they've already been out here addressing the issue, and since it is not stopping, I need to call corporate. What is that phone number?" I sent that email on March 4th. Now we're at March 9th. She says, "Hi Lily, I wanted to reach out regarding the noise disturbances you are experiencing. On Thursday, March 3rd, I sent an additional email to all residents in the unit. Since our notifications to them did not resolve the issue as hoped, we sent another notice regarding the concerns you were listing below. I'm following up with security to make sure that when they are visiting units with noise complaints, they are attempting to contact the residents in the apartment which the noise disturbance is coming from. I understand that you are frustrated regarding the disturbances, but I can assure you each time you are reporting an issue, we are addressing it with the neighbors around you that you believe to be the reoccurring problem. We are taking the steps as per the lease agreement and will continue to do so each time there is a violation. If you still desire to reach out to corporate, you can email our regional manager, blank, to set up a time to discuss." So I did email that person, and I asked her when would be a good time to have a meeting to discuss the issue. Never responded. Honestly, it might rain. It's getting a little cloudy. I have called corporate twice about this issue, and each time they tell me, "Okay, give us some time to follow up on what's being done, and then we'll call you back." And then they never call me back. So that was on March 9th, and then I don't say anything until March 20th because that was the week of spring break. So obviously I wasn't there to complain. On March 20th, I said, "Hi, I appreciate your assistance on this issue. I have noticed that the music has gotten louder. I'm not sure if it's due to spring break, but it's still being blasted for long periods of time." The next day, she responded, Thank you for your email. We received reports from security over the weekend regarding a noise concern from a neighboring apartment, so we are issuing violations and fines today. Please keep me updated on this and we will work to do what we can to assist. I gotta take a breather because it's about to get a little messy. I sent another email March 22nd because, as you can guess, the music didn't stop. I said, yesterday you told me a violation was being posted to the unit next to me, but since the music was on late last night and is going on now, I'm wondering if it is coming from a different unit. I can hear it most clearly from my bedroom and it does seem to be coming from the shared wall. She responded, thank you for letting me know. Would you be open to having a meeting with the resident you share a wall with in the office to talk about the ongoing noise/music? At that point, I was really like, immediately no. Immediately no. If they're being reached out to by management and being given violations, whatever the heck that means, and they're not listening, why are they going to listen to me? Why are they going to listen to someone with no authority? Also, it is not my job to keep all of the residents under control and make sure that they're following the rules and being respectful. And thirdly, it could pose a safety issue. I don't know who these people are. Men, women, how old they are. If they know who I am and they know that I've been complaining about them and they know that I'm the reason they have fines and violations, they might be a little hostile towards me. So I really did not want to meet up and talk with them, which I explained in the next email I sent, and I said, I don't see how that would bring about any resolve as they have already been spoken to by you and security. At this moment, I'm forced to leave my apartment to escape the noise. I don't think they will listen to anyone. On the same day, I said, I believe that the music is coming from the room above me. I felt the vibrations coming through the ceiling. Obviously, the music was coming from somewhere, so I got up on my desk and put my hands up on the ceiling, and I could feel the vibrations coming from the ceiling. So then I was like, okay, now we're back to it being the people above me. The next day I said, can I expect a violation to be posted to the resident above me? The next day, the general manager said, I posted a violation to the resident you shared a wall with, and he was open to have a mediation in the office to help better communicate the ongoing noise issue, which is why I reached out to you to see if you would also be interested. I will let that resident know that you are not interested in office mediation. I also posted a noise violation to the person that lives above you on Tuesday, March 22nd. I can post another noise violation and charge to the resident above you because you are stating that there has been no change in the noise level from the last violation on Tuesday, correct? That is correct. There has been no change. My roommates have also expressed frustration with the noise coming from above, which is not a lie. My roommates have noticed that it's abnormally loud upstairs. For me, it's the music. For me, all I can hear is really music and like stomping and crashing and banging. But for them, they can hear yelling, fighting. I've heard what sounded like a slap. I don't know what the heck is going on up there, but for them, they can't hear the music. They just hear the moving the furniture and fighting with each other, I guess. I do know that it's men above me. One day I was walking into my apartment and I saw a guy sitting on his balcony. I know it's guys, and I also saw that they have a huge booming speaker, which if I needed any more proof of that, that's also something that my roommates have expressed concern about, because if it were up to them, we'd go up and we'd settle this like mature adults. But it is a safety issue for us because we hear violence coming from upstairs, and clearly with all the music and them not listening, they don't seem to be reasonable people. The next day, manager number 1 says, thank you for letting me know there was a 7-day notice to cure sent to the resident above you on March 22nd, 2022, which means he has until this coming Tuesday to resolve the noise issue. His account has also been fined. Manager number 2 reached out to the resident above you today. I know that this is a frustrating time dealing with the ongoing loud music. We are working with you to resolve the issue by continuing to take the steps needed as the noise complaints continue. We appreciate your patience and effort to keep management informed on the noise issue. 2 days later, because it didn't stop, I responded and I said, "Thank you for the update. They've been blasting music all weekend. Unfortunately, they did not heed that 7-day warning." I didn't get a response, so 2 days later I said, "The music began at 9 a.m. and is still going." I haven't been setting my alarm at this point because the music upstairs is like my alarm clock. Manager number 1 responded and said, "Thank you for letting me know it is still going on. I'm going to reach out to the resident's guardian as well as look into alternative solutions to help mitigate the ongoing noise issue." The next day I said, "I'm not sure what the point of the 7-day notice was if nothing was going to happen if it was disobeyed. I'm tired of calling security every day and having to leave my own room to get some quiet." It's starting to lightning a little bit, but Manager number 1 says, "Manager number 2 and I are currently looking in to see if there are any options for you to transfer into a different apartment. We are currently waiting on maintenance to get back to us to confirm if apartments have been completed since they work with our vendors." And then 2 days later I said, "That is a huge inconvenience and feels unfair because I'm not the one violating the lease. However, since the library is closed today, I'm forced to hear the non-stop music and I'm getting desperate for it to stop, so I guess if that is the only solution, I could consider moving." Then 6 days later, she responds, "I understand you're frustrated, but I do believe this would be the best resolution. There is a 4-bedroom and bathroom apartment on the 3rd floor that is available for you to transfer to this Sunday for 10. Please let me know if you are interested." I was in Copenhagen when I got that email. I was like, I really don't want to move all my stuff and everything, but you know, I guess if this is the only thing, I'll think about it. I responded and I said, "I am out of town until Saturday 4/16. Before moving, I would need to meet the roommates, assess the room, and consider the health implications of living on the 3rd floor because of my asthma. My new roommate told me that when she moved in, she was told that only 1st floor rooms were available, so one of those would be most suitable for me." I did have a new roommate at that time, and she's a big smoker, vaping, hookah, and weed, so she had her heart set on having a balcony when she had to move here. They did tell her that there are only 1st floor apartments available, which I don't think are unreasonable requests. I would need to meet the people that I'm going to be living with, because what if it's worse than the ones I already live with? Also, is the room bigger, smaller? Like, what's the setup? And also, it would be a big pain for me to be living anywhere off the ground floor because I do have asthma, and I can already tell you that moving a ton of crap up the stairs would trigger an asthma attack for me. Alright, so this is manager number 2, and she says, "Manager number 1 forwarded me your email below to discuss your request for the transfer space. We do not have any more 1st floor apartments available. Regarding your new roommate, at the time only 1st floor units were available. Our availability has changed and the only space available for a transfer for you is on the 3rd floor. You will not be allowed to assess the room unless you sign for the transfer space and will not be provided roommate information until the transfer until the transfer request is completed and done. We can continue to keep you in your apartment until another apartment becomes available." Oh, that's thunder. Sorry if that's super loud. "We can keep you in your apartment until another apartment becomes available, but we are unable to accommodate any of your requests. If you would like to take the transfer, please let us know and we can notify the roommates of a new roommate and schedule this information. If you would not like to move forward, we will sell this space to another new resident looking for an immediate move-in. We will need to know by Wednesday, April 13th, if you would like this transfer. After the 13th, it will open up to any new resident and we will not be able to accommodate you in another apartment. But we also cannot guarantee that we will have a 1st floor unit open up. Your only other option would be to relet your current space and find someone to take over your apartment. This means that the new resident would need to move in and take over the current lease and your future fall lease as well. Please notify us by April 13th at 5 p.m. if you would like to take this apartment." I'm not just going to take this apartment without knowing anything about it. I immediately responded on the 11th and I said, I will not take the transfer. I have been hesitant to relet my room because I do not wish this frustration upon anyone and would probably have trouble finding someone willing to live under these conditions. If you know of anyone in need of an immediate move-in who would not mind the constant noise, I'd be happy to meet with them. After that, nothing. On the 18th, I emailed manager number 2 again, and I said, good morning, the music has started already. Are they still being fined and reminded to turn the volume down? She did not respond, so I sent another email on the next day. I can identify the songs being played because of the immense volume. I've called security twice tonight. I'm asking in a desperate manner to be released from next year's lease. Had I experienced this last semester, I would have never renewed. I cannot continue to live under people like this. Due to these unchanging circumstances, I'm requesting the termination of the renewed lease. I was way too eager to renew my lease. I renewed it like way back in like October. Obviously now I'm like, I wish I didn't do that because this is absolutely insane. Actually, it makes sense that it's getting stormy because this is where we get into the thick of it. Manager number 2 emails me back a day later and says, we have offered you 2 different options. You can relet your space, pay the $250 relet fee, and find someone to take over your lease for next year, or, in bold, underlined, you can transfer to another available apartment on the 3rd floor. We will not be able to just release you / terminate your renewal lease. If you would like to relet, you will need to go to the lease at the top of the screen and begin to look for someone to take over your lease. You would move out on July 31st, 2022, and the new resident would move into another apartment on August 19th, 2022. We do have a wait list at this time, but cannot guarantee that someone from our wait list will take over your lease. So obviously I had been long considering moving out, but I'm a nice person. I don't want to put anyone else through this. Like, it's been affecting my sleep and my academics, so why would I do that to another student who probably would like to have a room where they can have some peace and quiet? I'm pissed. I said, as I begin to search for someone to relet, I plan to be extremely candid about why I'm having to do this and the lack of any successful intervention on the property's part. Your options listed only disadvantage me instead of the person violating the lease. Moving or reletting simply transfers the problem onto someone else. It doesn't solve anything. It just passes on this issue to somebody else. This response, Manager number 2 says, Lily, I want to make it clear that you are the one who originally requested a transfer in our community. We cannot just make spaces appear or move other residents to accommodate. I'm so sorry. My iPad had a glitch, so I lost all of the recordings that I did after that. I was reading the email. We cannot just make spaces appear or move other residents to accommodate your request for location preferences, roommate concerns, etc. You can choose to remain living in your apartment or you can accept the options we have to offer. No one else in your apartment, neighboring apartments who shares walls with the upstairs neighbors have reported any issues with noise or music. We are doing what we can to mitigate this concern you have. However, you are choosing to not accept either of our offers. If you choose to relet your space now, someone will take over the current space you live in. If you only relet for the fall, they will move into another apartment since you will move out on July 31st. This resident will continue to be notified, receive fines, etc. as reports are given. However, at this time, you are the only one reporting an issue with the noise/music. I love how her approach is to gaslight me after she has told me way back in our previous emails, security has gotten a call about them when I was not here, I think over spring break. And also my roommates hear it. I responded, because I am a considerate person, I do not prefer to have someone take the current space I live in because of the ongoing noise issue. My roommates have also heard excessive noise from the tenants above. Would you like me to have them email you as well? And then she responds, Lily, you can speak with your roommates and let them know. If they choose to notify us, that is their choice. I talked to them about it and was like, hey, I know you guys have heard the noise coming from upstairs too. You should complain next time it gets bad. And one of my roommates, the newer one, had already emailed her way back when she moved in and never got a response. I emailed back. I just spoke with one of my roommates. She said she emailed about the noise a while ago and never heard back. Obviously, since I just proved her wrong, she doesn't respond. And I send her an email again on April 22nd, 2 days later, saying they sent emails. She doesn't respond, and 5 days later I send, it is finals week, and the music is still as loud as ever. I would appreciate if you could remind them to keep the volume down as people are trying to study. That's it. She has stopped responding, which I'm not surprised. I wish this was ending on a better note, but this is what's going on right now. Your advice and support on the first part of this has meant so much to me, and I really, really appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.